few questions. Though I accept all you said, but some of your inferences are not properly based on sound scientific understanding, as I see. The first point is, you have said about government and authorities and all that, but did you approach this and other academic institutions of which you are a product to carry your message to the government and people in higher authorities? If this cannot help you, then it becomes a more serious area. Secondly, Kedarnath episode that you described was not man-made. Please take it from me. Because the total amount of rain, Kedarnath episode, even if we take total rainfall over the entire state surface and the volume of rainwater was 1/8 of total water that flew across the river and Kedardham area. Because of Mahatma Tal that gave way, because of organic degradation. Well, that is a different area. We'll take it up a little later, any other time. But regarding the RTI activist and NGT and Supreme Court and CPCB chapter, they are as ill-equipped and illiterate on water science as anyone world over. And it was the same RTI activist which took my help and took me to NGT to CPCB, Delhi. And for 2 hours, I was allowed to defend the RTI activist. And CPCB had no clue. The whole chapter was, it was CPCB versus the RTI activist, went to NGT. It was NGT to CPCB. Both of them went to the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court said, we cannot do anything. We do not understand anything. So NGT, you better take up. And ultimately, NGT gave the whole thing to the activist. And the activist requested me and took me to Delhi. But since it was a science area, I took the interest. So dam, even if the river is flowing, the polluted water will be carried to the ocean, which is very much part of the planet.
Sure.
So dam have no role. Yes, they can affect the placement of the polluted region and all that.
Right.
But there are many areas I would not like to bother you. You have taken a lot of pain to educate us. But unless the science is addressed, world over, hill erosion is a natural process because all the forest plantation have their roots underneath which decay, they secrete acids on decaying, and acids eat up the stones and all the binding cementing material. So landslide is not man-made. Let's not confuse ourselves and cloud our thinking with natural, because community is a man-made arrangement. Okay. And I have all the symptoms. Thank you.
Yes.
The first thing that Ravalji raised was whether we have approached the various state agencies like CPCB, NGT. I can give you the hundreds of documents proving that we have gone through every single agency. We use the RTI, we approach the agencies, we approach then the court when it is not taking place, no action is taken. No, just 2 minutes, Ravalji. So that is not the issue. Even the sand mining, the NGT's order are there and still not implemented. When we give the legal notice, to the concerned respondents. They're not implemented. Pollution Control Board always give the zero discharge recommendations, but those are recommendations not considered as mandatory, and those are not implemented. So there are number of experience, and it is not, one cannot say that without approaching the authorities,
No, I
without
didn't say
having
that.
the dialogue with them.
Ravalji, let her complete. Let her complete, Ravalji. Yeah, let her complete.
Without following that due course of law and allowing them to take due process of law, we are, blaming them. Not at all. The second thing is that even the Kedarnath Trasti, I fully agree with Nikki, and there need not be any conflict, but it needs to be known that Chandi Prasad Bhatt had raised the issue in 1976 when the forest was, getting affected. And that is exactly the place where now Joshimath is facing hell, and that was not paid proper attention. Same is true about Wayanad. I went to Chirumalai and spent the whole day there and studied all the reports. And it is the since 1980s that some kind of, reaction by the nature, as I would say, uh, was faced, but it was not taken seriously. And in the name of tourism, whether it is religious tourism or whether it is ecological tourism, they, they go on digging the roads, making the roads, even when the main members of the Supreme Court appointed committee had opposed the Char Dham project, they took it up, Char Dham Road. Now it is all on paper. And when this kind of done in the fragile area, like the Himalayan region, then certainly the landslides are bound to occur. And hence, whenever even the tunnels, a speciality of the Uttarakhand's NTPC projects. So if you are referring, sir, to the erratic rainfall, that is now likely to happen. So considering the present climate change or changed climate, we have to be more careful in approaching the development paradigm and planning the project and choosing the proper technology. And that tells us that we cannot play havoc with the nature beyond the limit. And hence we have to take care, cognizance of the various impacts, including the landslides, including the, the Himalayan glaciers. Now the United Nations have to declare the year of glaciers. But what will they do if they are bringing in even the alternative technological projects like the solar power? If they are putting that solar, panels on the grazing land of the Pashmina, this thing of Ladakh, obviously the people are raising the voice and saying that let us be the real decision makers through the 6th schedule. So it is very, very necessary to understand that the people realize what are the impacts, and these kinds of projects with the tunnels and with the gates, when the sudden water flow comes in, there is no perfect regulation and monitoring. Even in Narmada, I have not described you what happened in 2023, when in 1984, the backwater levels in each village in the upstream was fixed by the Central Water Commission, who had given the responsibility as per law. Tribunal award is a decree, that is a law. So that could not be, changed or violated. But still, they violated it. And in 2007-8, they appointed a technical subcommittee, which is absolutely illegal. And they approached the whole issue with changed mathematical model. And then they changed the backwater levels. In each village, it came down by 3 meters, 4 meters. Now we have all official data on this. And in 2023, there was simultaneous rainfall in the whole of valley. So from the upstream dams, when there is a cascade of dams, the water needs to be regulated and monitoring. The main person in charge was attending a Hindi Bhasha Sammelan. We questioned the executive member साहब कि sir आप वहाँ कैसे गए? And 16 सितंबर 2023 को क्या हुआ? Since late evening, the water started rising. What a coincidence it was that we had a Nadi Bachao Sammelan on that day. And people had come from Brahmaputra to Kaveri, because now we have drafted a bill, Nadi Protection, River Protection and Rejuvenation Bill, which we want to present before the Parliament through some members of Parliament. They went back home. They left our area, and this news came. We rushed to the villages. All night the water kept on rising. Authorities gave continuous promise to me, Didi, abhi khol rahe, abhi gate khol rahe, but gate nahi khole dusre din tak. Why? Because the Prime Minister's birthday celebration was to take place at the dam site. Now, when they opened the gate late, up to 6 meters, then the 18 lakh cusecs water flew in the downstream instead of 600 cusecs that is planned as a continuous flow. They are asking for increasing that because the population has grown, the industries have grown, so they need more water for the downstream. But 18 lakh cusecs, that devastated many equipments of the fish workers, whose number is 6,000 in the downstream, many shops, many houses in the Bharuch and Ankleshwar cities, and farms in the 3 district farms on the river bank. Now they are given 5,000 rupees as the relief amount. That's all. Here we blocked the roads, we came on the streets, we went for a dialogue, even up to Bhopal, and then we got some relief, but full compensation is not yet paid. Well, Shivraj Singh Chauhan's speech had become viral that time because the election was in the doorstep, that Meri Ladli Behna, tum kyun dukhi ho? मैं तुमको पूरी भरपाई दे दूंगा. आज तक नहीं मिली. तो ये बात समझना जरूरी है कि authorities भी cognizance नहीं लेती हैं. There are many reasons, including political reasons, that are leading to such kind of calamities. And ये जब गेट नहीं खोलते हैं regularly, तो फिर हमको struggle करना पड़ता है. So in 2024, we had indefinite fast, we had huge rally of thousands. Then also water started rising in spite of their promises. This year we will not allow to happen. But when it started rising, we had to stand in the water for 36 hours, day and night, with other women also. And then somehow in 2024 it got saved. But up till today, they have not taken a decision that the old backwater levels were the correct levels, planned by the CWC. So this kind of, insensibility and insensitivity of the authorities really compel us to take to the struggle, although we are always non-violent. That's all. And Kedarnath, Trasdi, and the Uttarakhand that is faced, the Kerala, the Paschim Ghat, this thing without taking due cognizance of Madhav Gadgil's report. The Western Ghat is also everywhere facing this. In Maharashtra, in Pune district, Lavasa, 3 bungalows came down. I just visited it on the 9th again. Horrible. 2 persons inside died. But there are so many bungalows on the top, and we raised all those issues, saying that this will lead to landslides because the forest was illegally damaged and they had not taken care of even the height, which is one of the points in the rules. So everywhere this is happening. That's why when Niyamgiri point came up in relation to Orissa, the Supreme Court order, the case filed by one of our colleagues, was that only if the Gram Sabhas permit, the Vedanta can be given space. And none of the 12 Gram Sabhas really approved the project. And if it was approved, then 3 rivers originating from near would have. Even today, Vedanta is trying its best, but people are very strongly fighting because they understand the local ecology and they have more sensitivity and relations with this thing. The state doesn't have.